Audible 2456.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of State of the Save, our second part discussion on Metal Gear Solid 3. Boy, man, last episode blew up. People have opinions on our opinions on Metal Gear. Feeling pretty good about this one. I think we're going to have a fun conversation today. We're going to kind of be a little bit more brief in the beginning here because we got a lot to cover, and definitely want to make sure we give this a fair shake. Let's do a quick around the horn. Michael, what's been going on, Michael?
Everything's been pretty good. I haven't been playing a whole lot this week besides Metal Gear. Most of my time has been, I talked about a lot last week, Trials of Mana, the original Super Nintendo version that was finally localized and came out last year. It's still really, really good. I still recommend it. Nick, you told me you played the demo for Trials of Mana.
I did play a short bit of the demo quite a while back.
Yeah, the demo of the remake, I remember looking it up after you told me you couldn't get through it, and man, that English voice acting is really rough.
Oh, guys, it's not just me.
No, it's not just you. I was like, okay, this... I think when it comes to remakes of like Super Nintendo RPGs, the voice acting, it will kind of make or break that.
Yeah.
So... Man, but if the gameplays and the story stuff is still there, that's really cool. But I'd probably just turn the voices down and just use subtitles at that point. But other than that, yeah, still a really great game. I'm probably going to end up finishing it within these next 2 weeks. So I'll give my whole thoughts on that once I kind of wrap it up.
Right on.
Nick, what you been playing, man? What you been up to?
Other than the Metal Gear, I haven't been really doing very much. So I just, not to go too hard, but I just got Ultimate Game Pass. So
Ooh, Ultimate Game Pass.
Going from PC to console, the selection is vastly different. There's a lot more of like a value offer on the console. So I've been kind of going through that catalog there and doing the thing where you just pick a game and play it for 10 minutes and then delete it off your console and download another one.
I'm going to tell you right now, Game Pass is a must-have service at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't purchase many games anymore because so much stuff is just being added on there. It's kind of like how Netflix was when it first came out.
Yeah.
It feels like, boy, I got, you got new releases, you got classics, you got all that stuff being added. I just feel like it really is a must-have at this point. I don't see any reason why you would have an Xbox and not get Game Pass, and I don't think in the future there's really going to be much of an option for that. From what I'm kind of hearing about the new Xbox, that's going to be where they push you. If you want to play online, you just have Game Pass. Game Pass is going to be the main service in the future. It's my understanding of where they're going.
Yeah, it's weird. They took the Xbox Live Gold year subscription off the table, but they still have the Game Pass Ultimate for a year. But you can still buy Xbox Live Gold monthly and in 3-month increments, I think. They said they have no plans to do away with Xbox Live Gold because there were rumors circulating that they were going to get rid of it.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
But, so yeah, we'll just see what happens with the next gen.
Why would you not get rid of Gold and just link it to Game Pass? Like, as a business decision, I just kind of, in my mind, combining those services, the amount of bang for the buck that you get as a player, I don't foresee that being like an option going forward. Realistically, even if they keep it around, why would you not just go ahead and get the Game Pass? I mean, usually the price is not that much of a difference. The amount of service that you're getting, just feels like a duplicate service that's not necessary anymore.
I would probably drop Gold faster than I would drop Game Pass.
Yeah.
Same way. So that just because all of the multiplayer options are going to be, they're going to get huge updates and move their focus primarily to the new consoles because those are just going to keep going forever. But if I just stick with my Xbox One for a while before I upgrade, then I'm probably just going to be fine with Game Pass, just playing those single player offerings.
Yeah, I really just don't. I don't know, man. For some reason, I just don't see why keeping the Gold subscription around for a while really makes a lot of sense. I'm sure there's a business decision somewhere.
Especially since the main reason I've just been keeping it was for those free Xbox Live Gold games, but those have not been great recently.
No, since Game Pass took over, it's not really a bunch of stuff being offered there because it just goes to Game Pass instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, to be honest with you, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Put more stuff on there, and I don't need the random Xbox driving game from 2007 that they give me for free. Just put more stuff on Game Pass. Yeah, I just thought that was weird, the idea that they would keep that around. To me, it just makes more sense to go ahead and make that a single or service.
I do hope that they try to go towards like a year subscription of Ultimate instead, the same way that they did with Gold. Just because if you know that you're gonna have this service, it's a lot better to pay for it yearly at a smaller rate than monthly.
I would happily hand them $50 a year, or even a little bit more. To be honest with you, it's a worthwhile service. The amount of games that you get on there, if that continues to be the case and they continue to get this many kind of indie games, this many big releases, all the first party stuff goes there. Hey man, let me hand you $50 a year, have my online service, have my Game Pass, and then just not worry about it.
It was strange because was it last week they did their big Xbox showcase for the new consoles, and that didn't feel like a showcase for the Xbox Series X at all. That felt like a showcase for Game Pass more than anything. It was like, yeah, Halo looks cool, but it's on Game Pass. That's the big thing.
Yeah, it was a lot of like, all of these games you're about to see come day one to Game Pass.
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
for a console showcase, that wasn't really what you wanted to necessarily see. It was something that I liked better on reflection, but after just watching that conference, I was like, is that it?
Yeah, it's just like, instead of here's the Xbox Series X, it's just like, hey, remember, we're Xbox. Like, check out this brand.
Yeah.
But my understanding is also, I watched a little bit of the Sony one. The Sony one was kind of the same thing, where it was just, these are all the games. Now, they don't have a Game Pass service or anything like that, but theirs was just game focused. I wonder how much of that is just due to the current climate of manufacturing and how this is kind of going on. Do they not have, everyone's wanting to know price.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they actually have a price pinned down yet with all this stuff going on. Where
it's just a game of chicken.
They
probably have a similar someone. They're waiting on the other person to go first, so that the other person can take a hit and drop their price $50, and all of a sudden they have the lead way going into the holiday season.
Okay,
it's all a game of chicken.
Last question before we go into Metal Gear: who blinks? If I place your bets, boys and girls. Who blinks first?
I'm going to bet Microsoft is going to drop their price first because they'll have Lockhart, so they will have a lower SKU console too. So Sony's lower tier console just doesn't have a CD drive, but Lockhart, supposedly from the rumors we've heard about it, is that it's going to be just as powerful as the Series X, but it's only going to output 1080p. So you can have that box come out for $350, $400, and then have the base box come out for an even higher price.
Yeah.
But so that's my guess. I think Microsoft, once they announce Lockhart, they're going to drop the price, and then Sony's going to do their thing. So
see, I'm going to lean the other way, and I'm going to say that that PlayStation, Sony, they drop their price first, just because, not that they would want to, but because Microsoft doesn't want to come into this generation too high again. I would imagine that their gameplay is more reactive this time.
Well, the reason it was $100 more originally was because they had it bundled in with the Kinect, and that killed them.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
I've never owned a Kinect because I was smart enough to be like, just gonna wait for the model that comes without one of these.
This will be $200 cheaper.
Yeah. This is a big generation. It's been a while if you think about it. The 360 PlayStation 3 generation was such a long generation that, it feels weird to get back into almost like a normal console generation. What was the one? The one's been around for what, 6-7 years?
2013. It'll be 7 years.
So about 7 years for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We're not putting Nintendo into this. Nintendo does what they want to do.
Yeah. It seems to be working well for them.
It works great for them. They're the outsider in this. They're not getting into this fight. I think this is kind of like I think Microsoft views this as a make or break kind of situation for them. They need to come out swinging. I'm thinking Sony blinks first. I think they come in, they drop the price, and then I think Microsoft will. Microsoft also could take a hit on the console and try to make it up on back end later. I think that's completely possible for them. So, yeah, Microsoft is my bet. Nick, you got Microsoft. We got Michael over there for Sony. So here we go. I just played Control. That's the only thing I played, really. It's a good game. Really good game. I'm not
Another
going
Remedy
to go.
joint.
Yeah, it's another Remedy joint. Remedy's got cool stuff.
Yeah, like I said this off,
Yeah.
mic before, but I feel like I'm about to just go 100% headlong into that lore.
Just try to connect everything.
Yeah.
Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the little red lines all over the place.
Been up for days.
There is no Miss Peacock, whatever that guy was. He kept claiming didn't exist. Yeah, man, there's really cool stuff in there. And then Michael put in the Discord that Alan Wake is going to be appearing in the DLC, and I have theories about how that works. I think I figured it out. But yeah, man, cool stuff. Control is cool. It's worth playing.
It is a really good game.
That's a game we'll have a long conversation about one day.
Oh, we'll play that definitely
Yeah.
for sure. There's a lot to go over.
We'll have a conversation about some Control. But now, speaking of conversations,
Let's get to it.
as someone who loves a good segue, Metal Gear Solid 3. I went into the Discord and I said, I have a confession I have to make on the podcast. And I've been keeping this bottled up inside of me for going on 2 weeks. I think I've come around on Metal Gear Solid 3 to the point now I have Stockholm Syndrome. And I think I like this game.
Yes!
I have.
All right.
And this is hard because I've had to talk to y'all since I've come to this realization, but I've had to bottle it up inside. I think I actually like this game, but I don't think it's because like the game did any different changes or anything. I think it's just that I got Stockholm Syndrome now, and it's like, okay, yes, Metal Gear Solid, I guess we'll hold 3 buttons to shoot a rifle. But this segment in particular really turned me around on this game. I don't know if it's because it's more gameplay focused.
This is the biggest gameplay chunk in the game, I think.
It gave me time to get accustomed to how this game plays and how it wants me to play it. But I've turned around on it. Nick, have you been Stockholm Syndromed into liking Metal Gear Solid 3?
This game is fine.
Yay! I'll take it.
It's about the most high praise that I can muster. It's not as unbearable as I originally thought it was once I figured out how to do the close quarters stuff, and that if you just hold down the left stick, eventually you will hit them with the AK, and that's how you play this game. Unless you're a masochist and you are playing with no kills.
Yes.
I don't know how you... I've asked that question throughout this entire time because people die in my game.
Yeah.
A lot. Mm-hmm. And they go down hard. Like there's no flesh wounds in Eric's Metal Gear Solid 3. It's headshots and throat
Slit
slides.
throats.
Yeah, everyone dies.
Using the Mark 22.
Dude, yeah, Mark 22, I don't think is even in my current inventory. I have that thing out. Yeah. But yeah, no one. Even if I hit him with the Mark 22, I go over there and then wake him up and then pick him up and slit the throat. Just like, hey, listen, there ain't nobody. There's no witnesses here.
And that's a viable way to play this game. Absolutely. There's no wrong answers.
But this segment has really kind of turned me around on it. Last time we ended the first section of the game with the pain boss battle. We fought the pain. That was a pretty cool boss battle. I think last episode said that I felt like that was the first real boss in the game. I will say this: the Ocelot fight, things like that from the first part of this game, do not make a good first impression.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that.
I stand by that opinion, even as somebody who's now saying, "Hey, I actually really like this game." It does not make a good first impression, and I could have seen myself, if it wasn't for the fact that we're doing this for this podcast, stopping at that Ocelot fight, being like, "This is not what I want."
Yeah. That first boss fight doesn't teach you anything new about the game, and it doesn't reward you for learning the mechanics. All of the bosses we're going to talk about today encourage you to learn the survival skills, use exploration to get items to help make those boss fights easier.
Yeah.
That all the 3 bosses during this section, 4 for Nick because you made it through the pain this time.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
this is my first time playing through with the pain.
Yeah. So all of them are good reflections on the game as a whole, which is what I feel like these chunks are great boss fights.
If I could like re-edit this game, my biggest changes I would have made was probably cut out that Ocelot fight and get you to the pain faster.
Yeah.
Because once you get to the pain, and I know we're talking about stuff that we talked about last time, but it's all in context. It starts to teach you how to use that inventory system of, hey, look at your inventory, see what's there, try to see what could maybe help you out in this fight. You know, I talked about that with like the bug repellent stuff.
Right.
The game didn't tell me, hey, I need the bug repellent, but it's like, this makes sense here to me. I'm gonna do that. Once you got into that, things start to click, things start to make sense, and all the bosses in the rest of this part right here encourage you to do that. Like I was experimenting with my backpack.
Yeah.
They should have got us to heal faster, because me as a player, if it wasn't for like this show right here, I probably would have bowed out. Especially playing this now, it was just like, hey, you know, this is not what I want. But once you get past that, you start to understand that it starts to better give you opportunities to use that stuff. Is when I really started to enjoy this. Just where we were at, you know, we beat the pain. We exit the cave, just a little section in the cave there where we're just kind of walking our way through the rest of it. We come out into this really cool sequence in a river where you're like waist deep in water, and there's these like hovercraft.
Yeah, the
things.
hover bikes.
Yeah, hover bikes or whatever they're called, up above us, which you know, those existed in Cold War, 1960 Soviet Union.
Fun fact. Shooting those guys with a tranquilizer gun will allow them, they fall from the sky and explode. That does not count as a kill.
You know, this game's
Shooting an
non-lethal.
explosive barrel and having the barrel kill them does not count as a kill.
This game's non-lethal options seem very lethal.
It wasn't me. It was the barrel.
It seems like somebody negotiated at like a lawyer's office. Like, yes, technically he ended up dead, but I did not cause it. I can make that same argument. I did not cause this guy to die. The AK-47 round caused him to die. It's the same thing. I don't know. I just feel I feel shady on how Metal Gear views this. But this is a really cool sequence. It looks cool. It looks like something out of a movie as you kind of wade through the water there. I struggled with those bikes. So what I did is just shoot the guys in the head and let them fall. But like I tried to do some stealth options through there. Is there a way to like swim under the water by them?
Yeah,
because I tried that, but they
that.
kept seeing me. So I don't know what I was doing wrong there. Maybe it was a camouflage thing.
Yeah, I found a water camo.
See, I didn't have that. Yeah, that might have been
during the first section of this, because I got the water camo during that little facility that you get to right before you get to the Ocelot fight. It was on the roof of that place, I think.
Yeah, I didn't have that. But this was a cool sequence, and even just shooting people still kind of walk.
Well, even with that, I was having some trouble stealthing in the water, though. I will say this, the water stealth in this game is rough. Like, it's very difficult to go through that without being seen. So I got a lot of my alerts during this section here.
Did you get through this with stealth, or did you
So
drop force?
my understanding is that if you swim underneath, like if they don't see you dive, that they won't spot you. Because somehow I got through it all without getting seen at all.
See, I tried it a couple of times because I wanted to kind of do. In my head, I was like, okay, this should make sense. I should swim under the water. But I might have been, because I was trying to time the oxygen level you have there.
Yeah.
I might have just been mistiming it and going under after I was technically seen. I don't know. But still, really cool sequence. Looks pretty. Like the sun's starting to go down, so you have that it's like maybe an hour away from the sun being completely gone. It's a really striking sequence.
There's no true day-night cycle with this game. It's all scripted, but they handle that really well. Like going through the jungle at night and then going through it in the day again.
To be honest with you, I think it's better scripted.
Yeah.
Because you got a moment like this where you feel like, okay, it's been a long day, the night's slowly taking over. Like, I think it's better scripted. And they do that throughout this chapter several times, so I like it better. Because, like, in Metal Gear Solid 5, you can, like, delay time to go in at night and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you kind of lose some of those just scripted moments of feeling like, okay, I'm going in at, it's at dusk and I'm moving through this. It feels cool. It felt really good. It was a really striking sequence.
Did you guys find the sniper rifle here?
I looked all over for that sniper rifle and could not find it.
So I found it after the cutscene.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That bummed me out because you left us a little hint saying, hey, you're going to need to look for that sniper rifle. It would do you good. So I was on the active process of looking for it, and I couldn't find it at this point. I did find it eventually. But
it's pretty
there's
easy
another
to
place
miss.
for it. Yeah, there's a cliff that splits off in two. Sorry, a canyon that splits off in two. You can go right or left. I think going right triggers like a cutscene area, but if you go left, then there's like a little section with guards or something with a little building. If you go in there and go through to like a little closet, it's in the closet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have it there. As you progress through this kind of bog area, you come out into the aqueducts that overlook like a warehouse, and this is where a cutscene triggers where we see Volgin talking to the scientist Sokolov. He's basically threatening him. He's electrocuting his wife. Is it his wife? Or
No. That was Sokolov's wife. That's Sokolov's girlfriend.
Yeah. Who's also
Eva.
It's Eva.
It's definitely
It's
Eva.
Eva.
Well, I was about to say, are you supposed to put that together immediately? Because I didn't until the end of this chunk that we played.
I didn't put it together because I just thought that, this game has, one model for blonde women. So I just assumed that it was somebody else.
Yeah.
So I felt kind of dumb when they revealed it, but at the same time, I was like, okay, game. I
think the reveal is because we see her during Virtuous mission, and we don't put two and two together again. It's when we meet Eva and we go back to them. I think is when we're supposed to flip the switch and go, oh, that's Tatiana's Eva.
Not me.
Not me either. I can't.
Was it
I
all
can't
the
say.
way to the bit where Ocelot's like, is that perfume?
Yes.
Yep.
That's where I...
Yep, it was. And
Gotcha.
now
That makes sense.
I figured it out before Ocelot, which is the important thing because Ocelot would never be smarter than me. But I did figure it out before Ocelot. But this is a little sequence where we're kind of staring across the aqueduct, the little water,
Yeah.
like where they store water at, I guess. We see the boss out there. Ocelot's a dick and just makes
juggling his
he makes him
guns.
freaking piss himself. And every time Ocelot pops up in this game, it just makes me mad. I'm starting, like I said, I came around on this game. I've not come around on Ocelot. He does the juggling thing, and it's just he's there for somebody to slap him in the face. And then every time he does it, the boss here, grabs one of the guns and takes the cylinder out for the bullets.
That was a cool thing. You don't even see she's there, and all of a sudden her hand reaches and just grabs one of the guns.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
But it's just why, Ocelot? Why are you doing this?
You have to know that he's a cocky young buck.
Ocelot
figured
has
that part
always
out.
been extra. He's always been.
This is
In
it.
every single game he's in, he's always the most flamboyantly evil. And
Yeah.
it's wonderful. This is
I
the
don't
starting
know, man.
phases here.
I just feel like he's just a dork. But we do see, this is the moment where I realized I should have had the sniper rifle because I figured out what you were hinting.
That was one of the things I was alluding to. There's actually once we get there.
Because they roll the end out, and there's a sequence where the boss is basically, hey, the pain's dead. We're going to send somebody else out to go find Snake. They send the fear.
He runs on water.
He
and
runs on
jumps
water.
over the ravine.
He's a creepy little dude.
Yeah.
He
too.
reminds me of the dude from the Gangrene Gang.
He is. He is. Yeah.
I did not expect to hear that reference today, but all right.
But I'm not wrong, though.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. I mean, that's exactly who he is. But Volgin makes some vague sexual threats at who we know is Eva. They all leave, and the end is still out there for maybe a minute. And I realized right then, I was like, here's a chance I could just shoot the end in the head if I had a sniper.
Snipe him.
I tried it with the pistol. And he does not walk. So instead I go in. It was a cool little moment. That little warehouse was kind of cool. Swimming across the water, coming out of the you can kind of pop up on the docks behind dudes, slit up the water. I kept jumping back in the water and like swimming around to the other side.
Where'd he go?
Exactly. Where'd he go? Who knows? And like, it was a pretty cool little moment. The warehouse itself I thought it was going to be like a big gameplay sequence, and instead you just kind of like go through the warehouse and
a couple stairs.
Yeah, it's like a couple. You come back.
Right.
Yeah. But I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a substantial portion of the game, but
it's more like a junction than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we go. Literally, my note says, "Into the warehouse we go, out of the warehouse we go." So we kind of walk our way through there. Then we go through like a large portion of jungle where there wasn't really any enemies. It was just kind of like a just a portion that we will be backtracking through in a little bit.
Yeah.
And when I came back through, I was kind of I was impressed with that kind of setup of like it's showing what you're going to have to be dealing with in a little bit. It's a smart design choice.
It makes you feel comfortable with an area, going, okay, I know what's through here. And
Yeah.
then when they turn it on its head, you're like, oh, this is not safe anymore.
And we're walking our way to the lab where we're assuming that the doc's at. We're assuming that's where Sokolov's is at. As we get to the lab is actually one of my favorite parts in this, and I'll tell you why. You can call the major when you get inside the lab, and he'll tell you that you can wear the scientist disguise.
Eva also tells you that when you first meet her, she hands you the scientist disguise. And
I had forgotten that.
yeah, it's been a while. And plus, we were playing this on a 2-week
Yeah.
rotation, so
So
I
it's
can
been
understand.
like 4 weeks since Eva told me that, or 3 weeks. So when I got to the lab, I took out some guards outside. I snuck my way through into the lab, and then I stealthed my way through that entire sequence, like slitting throats and hitting dudes with silent shot. And then when I got to the bottom level, about a room away from the, Geary, the guy, who's the drunk scientist that we ran into on the side. Grannon. When about a room away from Grannon is when I decided to call the major. He's like, "Make sure you wear the scientist disguise." I'm like, son of a bitch. I didn't know. But there's some really cool stuff in this whole lab section. It's a really well designed section.
I found cigarette spray here, which just knocks people flat. So in the scientist disguise, you can just walk up to people, breathe cigarette smoke on them, and they pass out instantly.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really fun to just...
Like, there's just a ton of cool stuff here. Like, this is where I found, like, the first magazine, which is, like, a way to just stick that in the hallway, let a guy come by it, and he'll get distracted by the magazine. You can sneak by. It's like a nudie magazine.
Oh, I didn't know those before.
Yeah, it's like a porn magazine.
Huh.
It's a porn magazine that you can just sit on the floor and the dudes get distracted when they walk by. Which, in their defense, that's a realistic thing that might happen.
There's also some Game Informer magazines here. I saw.
There's a copy of EGM, which is an EGM that I had.
Mm-hmm.
There's a copy of Game Pro. There's a copy of PSM magazine. Game Pro and PSM I never read, but I was aware of them. Yeah, there's several. Was there a Game Informer? I didn't see a Game Informer.
There was a Game Informer there. It's the one with the Metal Gear Solid 3 cover of it.
That's timely.
Yeah, it's all. But they're all Metal
It was
Gear
just all
Solid
3.
references.
It was like the big Game Informer cover of that game, the reveal one for it.
Like the EGM one was the same thing. It was like the big EGM. I think it was around like E3 or something like that.
I just like those little touches.
Yeah,
in Metal Gear.
yeah.
It's
There was also
always
in like the prison section there was like posters that have ladies on them and they have names on there. So I googled these people. These are real like Japanese models, I guess, at the time. So I just googled. I just thought, hey, it's for research. I had to figure it out. But I just thought that was kind of weird that they had names on there. Like, hey, if you would like to reference this lady, you too can look her up. It was just very, very kindly. I appreciate them providing reference material. Like I said, I stealthed my way through this whole thing. Nick, did you do the scientist thing, or did you?
Yeah, I stealthed through it too. I forgot about so I went by just the values that that camouflages will show. Like this will make you -5 or +45, and I didn't see that it would give you any bonus. At least where I was using it, probably because I'd already been seen. So I just was like, no,
it doesn't give you
crawl under some beds.
It doesn't give you a camouflage bonus. It just people will ignore you.
Yeah.
Unless they're scientists, and the scientists will freak out and then run and call the guards and everything.
Oh, they didn't get away from me.
Gotcha.
Those scientists didn't get away from me.
I just did the.
I think
it's Eric.
I just roll tackled them and just ran through to get to Grannon.
Ain't no roll tackles going on, all right? Listen, you're a scientist for the bad guys. You're just as guilty in my mind. You're getting taken out with an M16 just like everybody else.
Yeah, but who's bad this time will be good next time, Eric.
You know what? I also stand by that. That was a stupid speech.
Well,
put people off that game. That's a dumb speech. But this is a really cool facility. It's fun to stealth through it. Actually, like I know I could have done the scientist thing, but I actually kind of had a lot of fun sneaking through and taking guys out.
Yeah.
We get down there to the very bottom of the facility. Sokolov's not here. I'm not saying that right, am I?
Sokolov.
Sokolov, yeah.
Boy, Russian names and putting them in my mouth, not a great idea. So we're realizing he's not there, and when we get down to the kind of the basement level of the lab, we find a very drunk, very disgruntled Grannon.
Mm-hmm.
Grannon.
Who's listening to the 1960s version of the Metal Gear Solid main theme?
Yeah, I noticed that. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It's cool, I guess. Like, I feel like sometimes they go a little bit too far with the self-referential stuff, but I don't know. So he's in there. He's been drinking his sorrows away, and you basically realize that he's like the main weapons manufacturer, developer for the Soviet Union. He's like a hero to the Soviet Union. And Sokolov's basically taken all of his clout.
Mm-hmm.
All of his fame and such has been taken away from him. So he's disgruntled enough that he's not like trying to like betray the Soviet Union, but he is willing to give you up information to get Sokolov out of there. He's also developing Metal Gear.
Yeah.
He's the actual developer of Metal Gear.
He says something along the lines of legs are the revolution in weaponry.
Yeah, I like when
that was like the future of warfare is the legs. That's what you need.
There's a portion in which he's like, Snake, don't you truly know what's the future of warfare? And he keeps pointing at his legs, and he's like, shoes. Those nice shoes. It's like, Snake, you idiot, man. He just showed you a robot with legs. His legs. But yeah, he basically is like, hey, get this Sokolov guy out of here, and I'm going to pass along the Metal Gear information to my friend in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Basically to show the Russians that they were wrong in taking away my funding and giving it to Sokolov.
Yeah, he doesn't want to portray Russia. He wants to portray Volgan
specifically.
Yeah.
Right.
But he
was like, we'll help each other out. If you go take Volgan down, that'll end up helping me, so I'm on your side, I guess.
What is this thing that they keep... This is where they first talk about the legacy. What is this thing?
The philosopher's legacy.
Yeah.
And
Mike,
what we know about it at this point is that it's a joint... Well, from this point in the story, we know that it's like a joint secret society grouping between all of the major superpowers, and that Volgan's dad was their treasurer. Like, he was in charge of the money.
It's like the Illuminati.
Is this like a thing that like is like everything in this game series references this, or is it just true to this one game?
Does it leads to the Patriots?
This is the foundation that would later work its way into it's like the proto-Patriots, essentially. I know we're talking over Nick's head here.
To answer your question...
We'll get more into like the Patriots discussion at the end of this game.
Okay.
But...
To answer your discretion, yes and no. Like,
I guess what I'm trying to figure out, is there a reason that I don't care about that part?
Well, Snake doesn't know what that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like...
You'll be learning along with him what the Philosopher's Legacy is. Don't worry, there's a huge info dump coming. Don't worry.
We love info dumps. Boy. No, that's... Because I was also, when I heard that, I was like... Because my understanding of that stuff is real vague.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, am I supposed to be shocked by this? But really, at this point, Snake doesn't know what that is either, so I think you're fine. You're fine with not... It's just an excuse for where he's getting all the money and funds to be able to privately run his own little, coup and army and all this stuff. So,
Got it.
yeah, I don't think you really need to know the in-depth breakdown of all this stuff.
I didn't know if I had to have the mask on during this section. Like, you have the blonde mask during this, which is a reference to Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2. So Snake just has a disguise mask. I had that on, and I didn't know it, like, broke cutscenes because the mouth doesn't move on Snake the entire time. So he's just like...
That's
he's like,
funny.
Metal Gear, with his mouth not moving and everything. It's kind of weird.
Well, you didn't miss much because in reality his mouth doesn't move much when he says it either. Yeah, like it's kind of there's some weird like vocal like lip movements in this game where they don't line up completely.
Mm-hmm.
But
Grannon says, to capitalism, and then Snake says nothing.
Snake's just like, yeah, cool, man. I gotta go. The big thing is we get a key to go back to that warehouse, and it opens a door that is leading into the mountains to go to the actual facility that Sokolov is at.
Groznygrad.
Groznygrad. Very cool
It's
sounding
a huge...
I feel like that's the same name that they've used for like 3 of these compounds.
It sounds like the name, like, there's a mission in Modern Warfare 2 that you launch like an assault on a like castle that's now a prison. And it's that kind of same thing. It's your prototypical gulag Russian, bad prison place.
If Groznygrad showed up in The Rock, you would not bat an eye or something.
Oh yeah, it'd be like, okay, cool, yeah. Now Nicolas Cage has to get himself into Groznygrad.
And you're like, awesome, I'll watch this for 2 hours.
I would watch Nicolas Cage trying to be Nicolas Cage as Snake would be pretty fun.
That would be.
Yeah, I would watch that.
I think it might be better. Like we're really pissing off the Metal Gear Reddit
no,
now.
Don't talk about David Hayter.
Oh man, I think Nicolas Cage would be a better Snake.
Or Tom Cruise.
Oh, Tom Cruise. Now we're just pissing in people's cornflakes. I like the fact that Michael just keeps his mouth quiet. He's like,
Michael, how do you feel about Tom Cruise's Solid Snake?
I would put my weight towards Oscar Isaac as a Snake in the movie.
No, it needs to be Nicolas Cage. Okay,
I mean,
we've trolled enough.
We're
gonna move on. So we work our way back out of the lab. We're going back to the warehouse, and then that big open area where nothing really happened on the way there is where we encounter the fear. I don't know if that showed up on the mic. You want to try that again? The fear is... It's a good fight. He is creepy. Like, he's like a Spider-Man. Like, he's
crawls
like
up the tree, like, backwards.
But that's after he pops his arms out of socket. Like, he pops his arms out of socket to do it. He's shooting poison darts that if you don't take care of them very quickly, they'll jack you up.
The arena is filled with like rope traps and everything that could put you on either hang you upside down or they'll hit you with a log like an Ewok.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. Now, this is the first time I got really good at using the backpack because right away I had a hard time tracking him because he jumps between the trees and you can see him. It's daytime. But thermal goggles. Take care of that problem right away.
Yeah.
Put those thermal goggles on. I had the it's an M16. I think it's labeled like an XM17. I don't know. It's labeled weird, but it's an M16A1. I had that at that point, so I was just kind of using the thermal goggles to track them. Pop out from a tree, pop back behind trees, using trees as cover. Like, it was a fun fight. It's similar to the end, but the end is better than this.
This fight was difficult it took me a few tries to get it because playing non-lethal, he has a bit where when he loses stamina, he goes and he heals his stamina. So it was like, I don't know if he replenishes his health at all during that fight.
He does.
He does? Okay. Because like whenever I got down to like low stamina, he would be, it was a race for me to like get the items he was shooting first, otherwise he'd be back at full health again.
Yeah.
So that was like a constant cycle for me. Did it do the same thing for you where it was like filling up all the way to full health, or was it a lot slower than that?
It was slower, but you could generally you could get the item that he was trying to replenish his stamina with before he could, or if you shoot him while he's eating it, he drops it and can't find it.
That was my kind of go-to strategy was, he's going down there to eat. I'm just going to pop him.
And if he does that, I want to say he doesn't go back into the camouflage, so it's way easier.
Yeah, like if you hit him then, he doesn't go back into the shadowy camouflage stuff, and it's easier to take down. This is a fun fight.
Yeah.
I like this fight a lot. Nick, how do you kind of feel about this at this point as kind of our resident
hater?
We're not hater, but someone who's had some issues with the game at this point. Are you feeling more comfortable with the game at this point?
So I would consider this to be the part that I actually started enjoying this game. If it was me, I feel like the first 3 bosses are in the wrong order. So like if it was like you fight that dude and then the B dude and then the end and then Ocelot before you fight anybody else, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Like, it's a lot more palatable at that point than...
Even if you fought Ocelot after the fear, at that point, you have a better grip on the shooting.
Yeah.
You have a better grip on the movement. I really, in my mind, you just cut the Ocelot fight. I don't see what that really does for the story.
I mean, I get it. It's like he's, I don't know. I get it.
I mean...
The fight and the mechanics are bad, but I get it as far as it goes in the story.
Or you shorten it. You make Ocelot easier to take down.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it for as long.
Actually, if they
it'd
just
be
took all
fun
the
if it was
cutscenes
like
and the animations out of it, I would be fine.
Yeah.
It'd be fun, that fight, if like have you guys ever played Batman Arkham Origins, the Executioner fight where you walk up to him and do one punch and he's out? That'd be funny if it was like the Ocelot fight, like he was just there spinning his guns and you just punch him once and he goes down. That would have been...
That's a great reference, because I don't know if you've ever played that. Cause,
no.
Okay, there's an enemy in that game. You're doing all these boss fights. He's electrocutional.
They're all mercenaries trying to hunt down Batman.
And he's like, you're in a cage match looking situation. He's pumping his fists against each other. Electricity is shooting out. He's coming out. It's a boss fight in a video game.
He has a life bar and everything.
He's got a big old life bar. Oh man, it's gonna be rough. You hit him one time, he drops like a sack of bricks, and then you get his electric. But if they would have done that for Ocelot, it would have fit with the character.
Yeah,
it would have fit with making Snake a badass, and it just makes sense. Something like that would have been really cool. Even if you wanted to do a shootout, like shoot him once, and he just oh god no, that really hurts,
Because it's exhilarating.
It's not so exhilarating now, is it, Ocelot? Freaking hurts, don't it? But, man, the fear fight was really good. I'll ask you this when we get to the end, but are you still just hitting them with, like, trank rounds?
Trank rounds, stun grenades, not so much the cigarette spray, I'm more using that for enemies, but just stun grenades and Mach 22.
I know you've played this a lot, so to you, like I'm starting to enjoy using more of the weapons, and so I was kind of looking to see if there was going to be more like elaborate non-lethal weapons.
There probably is more better non-lethal strategies than what I'm using, but I'm getting through, and I'm having it's making me play the game in a completely new way.
Yeah. I'm not discrediting.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I was just
saying, what's the RPG of non-lethal?
Yeah, because the RPG works really well on if you got a few guys coming at you, RPG to the ground, man, clears that up real fast.
Stun grenades are pretty cool because you can just roll them out from underneath. Like if you get spotted and hide underneath, in the canyon, one of the little holes and everything. They'll just be sitting around trying to shoot in the hole. You just roll one out, and then 2 of them get knocked down, and then one's like, "Huh, what happened?" And then you roll another one out, and he's gone.
I had a moment with the magazine. I forgot to tell y'all. I put the magazine down just to see what it does, and a guy was coming around the corner, and so I put a claymore right behind the magazine, and so he bends down ooh, look at this, and then boom, claymore goes off, and at that moment I paused the game, and I just kind of was sitting there thinking about what my CSI Miami big pun joke would be, and I couldn't come up with one at the time. It really bummed me out.
But then you realized the most obvious one?
What? That he had. What's the most obvious one?
Something like that up in your face or something.
That blew up in your face, didn't it?
Yeah, burn. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really. It was late at night when I was playing this. Come here,
Whatever.
but I just was happy that it worked. And there was that second of him looking down at the magazine, having a nice little time for just a second before that claymore went off and blew him to hell. Fear fight ends. Fear blows up like everybody.
Explodes into arrows.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
that was
you have
pretty
to
cool.
dodge. That was kind of cool. Yeah, it's like
It's got the last stand perk.
it is the last stand park. Man, he would have pissed off some people in 2007, wouldn't he?
It's cheap, so.
It's cheap. It's cheap park. They shouldn't have had that park. No, that was martyrdom. Is
Yeah,
what you're
there
thinking.
you go.
Last
Stand
Stand's
is
the
when you
one.
get to use the pistol
Yeah,
for like 3 seconds or take
Bo-
the coward's way out.
both of those are dumb. Somewhere out there,
The
people.
last stand, I get that. Martyrdom, that's cheap.
Last Stand's problem was you would get hit with like a sniper and then drop in like an area where they were completely uncoverable and there's no one to shoot. You just lay there, you know. Okay, enough Call of Duty 4 talk conversation. Yeah, so the end fight I actually really, really enjoyed. We go back into the warehouse, cutting through there. This is also where we're contacted by Eva. Mm-hmm. And Eva's like, hey, I know that you're heading to Groznygrad. You're not going to be able to get in there. It's like a impenetrable fortress.
Mm-hmm. Also, that key that you got is a fake key, and you got to get my key.
Well, it's a key to the warehouse,
The
not
key
to
to
the
one
Grozny-
door, not the
yeah.
Groznygrad.
Gotcha.
Like, it's like, this key is very good at opening this one door that leads to the forest.
Which kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it would make sense if like my house key also worked on your house key. Like, you know,
That's fair, yeah.
it makes sense that it's a separate thing.
Snake just assumed it was an all-purpose key. Like, oh, yeah, sure, okay.
Snake's the kind of guy who would be like, I have a key now. All doors are open to me. Like, I'm still not impressed with Snake. Like, I know people love Snake, but I'm still not impressed with him. We go right back through the warehouse again. It feels like there should be more to that warehouse.
There is if you blow the encounter, because that's the first time you see shield guys come up.
I ran into those a couple of times. RPGs work really good on them.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh,
RPGs.
those guys were not fun for me.
They ain't for you. For me, they're pretty simple.
I want to say they get shielded from the stun grenades, too, so...
Yeah, because they just kind of don't, because they will shield themselves from frag grenades.
Yeah.
What does work is going up and using CQC and just flipping them over and just keep running through.
Oh, I couldn't.
Also a good dive tackle just to get out of the way.
I couldn't pull that off either.
Occasionally
They just
works.
knocked me away.
You have to get lucky with the timing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be a little bit smart with it. But
Okay, dude.
oh, hey, okay. Right when I said that, I was
Called
like,
out.
boy, I messed up here. It's a revenge for you trying to take the podcast away from me for 2 straight episodes.
Well,
As we come back out, we go back in. We're gonna start climbing a mountain. Gotta meet Eva on top of the mountain.
She's like, oh, the end is waiting for you in the valley of this mountain.
Yeah, we'll warn.
She's whispering for some reason.
Yeah, that's
He's
weird.
the father of modern sniping.
that's true.
I'm just like, I'm on the headset. You don't have to whisper even.
Like I'm like a mile away inside a warehouse. I think I'll be okay right now.
She tells you twice he's the father of modern sniping. First in that conversation, and then once you're in the boss fight, he was like, remember, he's the father of modern sniping.
You gotta know, bro.
Well, also, yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of weird placement that both of these bosses are so close to each other because the fear and the end are pretty similar
They are pretty similar.
in some aspects. Like they're kind of close.
They're very much focused on the survival aspect of
Yeah,
the game.
and the hunting aspect of hunting down the end is especially big, but the Fury's the same thing. But as we come out of the warehouse there, we're going up through some trails, just a couple guards there. I shot a guy in the nuts, which I thought was pretty fun.
Good times.
Great times. I shot him and he went down like a sack of bricks. I thought that was fun that was considered like an instant kill shot.
Wow.
So this is. Do we get to the tunnel before the end?
That's after.
That's
right?
after the end because it's almost. I think there's a few guards. There's.
Okay.
Yeah, there's if you go down like the forest, and if you go to the right, there's a little house there with a few supplies and everything, and then you get to the end.
Yeah.
You go to
okay.
the left, there's a hole in the ground. So
What's
I'm
in
finger gunning right now.
Oh, like a pile of leaves with a hole or something?
No,
that you
there's
fall
not
in?
even a pile of leaves. It's just a hole. Just a big.
What happens?
Deep. You die.
Okay.
Snake die.
That got me during the fear fight. He had like a trap with leaves on top that I fell through once and went, all right, cool.
There was a cool moment in which
I'm not even mad.
in the fear fight, there was a moment in which I triggered one of the log traps, and at the last second dived out of the way, and it felt pretty cool to be like, "Oh crap!" and then hit it, and then I came up and like was able to get a couple of shots on him. Like it felt like a cool moment. I was like, "Okay, this stuff is starting to click."
A hot tip for you to get through these areas that are very wooded and filled with enemies is alert them all, and then when they follow you, walk through all the traps.
Oh, that's a
will
good
not
plan.
come out.
I've never thought about that.
That's a solid plan.
That is.
I did try to throw a snake at a guy, like Michael was telling me about. That was fun.
Did it work out for you?
No.
Did you throw a poisonous one, or did you just throw like a
I think I just
snake?
threw a snake at him. So he was so confused. Like I realized he didn't die quickly, and so I just shot him real fast. Like he might have eventually died, but like I threw the snake at him. He was like, "Oh!" and then I shot him.
Surprise!
So his last few moments in the ward were very confusing. The end fight, it's when you meet him, you realize he kind of like photosynthesis. He's got photosynthesis.
He's photosynthetic, but he still gets to wear clothes. What the heck, Quiet?
Well, he doesn't look good like Quiet. Okay, Nick, in the game
God.
Metal Gear Solid 5,
Yeah.
there is a character who is a sniper. Her name is Quiet.
Oh, weird.
Quiet does not speak. Quiet is photosynthesis. Can photosynthesize. The excuse is, therefore, she cannot wear clothes. Because if she's wearing clothes...
She breathes through her skin.
Yeah, she breathes through her skin, so you can't wear clothes, Nick. But would you want this old man?
Despite the fact that
laying
you can
around
unlock
naked?
clothes for her
Well, I
later.
mean, the lore.
Yeah, that's very weird. That you can unlock body paint that makes her silver or gold, which is also weird.
I feel like clothes would be more conducive to photosynthesis than clogging up all your pores with paint.
Exactly. That's how that guy died filming the Wizard of Oz. Like,
What?
did a guy die painting himself yellow?
There's a
from-
lot of rumors and everything with the Wizard
Okay.
of Oz. There was rumors that there was a guy hanging himself on a tree in the background
I
of
saw
that movie.
that.
So there-
I saw that. Yeah, that's real.
there's a lot of like rumors and everything with that movie in particular, so I don't actually know. But
Yeah, as you're moving in and you get to the end fight. Yeah, I thought that was weird. That makes sense. They kind of really, yeah.
that was my first thought. Was like, what the heck? You did
I mean,
fine
I
and
know
dirty.
why.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I know why, but in lore, there is no reason.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is the most disappointing game I've ever played in my
Shut
life.
your mouth.
It's,
Shut your mouth. I like that game. You can beat the quiet fight by dropping a box on her head.
I did that. That was cool. That was
you just
awesome.
call in an air support box on her position, and you just watch as she's staring you down with her
Getting
sniper rifle, and then a box comes out of the
Getting
air
off
and knocks
topic.
her in the head.
The first hour of Metal Gear Solid 5 is the best Metal Gear game. Everything else is the worst Metal Gear game.
No, I feel about that.
It's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. Boy, Metal Gear. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
The end fight is pretty cool. I actually really like this fight. Using the thermal goggles again, I got myself a sniper rifle at this point because it's in that first little building. Like, if you didn't get it before, this is where they just give you one.
1v1 me, bro. No hard scopes.
No hard scopes. No quick scopes either.
When I played this back
Fire
on
from
the,
the hip.
There's
From the
nothing's
hip.
quick on that one.
when I played this back on the PS2, like you already did when you play Metal Gear Solid 1, you have the kind of sniper fight with Sniper Wolf, but it's just you and her like in like two separate. It's in one area, so you're just like walking around, going to cover and everything. This boss fight on playing it on the PS2 was like insane to me because it was like in multiple areas. There was no like boss music. It was a very slow paced boss fight. Back when I played this in like 2006, I played it a few years late, so 2006 or 2007. Like it was insane. Like I've never played a boss fight like that before. Something so slow and methodical in such a way. Like this.
It's slow, but it's not boring.
Exactly. Like it's tense.
Yeah, it feels good. And, like, using the thermal goggles to track his footsteps, using the thermal goggles to look through the foliage.
Looking out for the shimmer of the reflection of the scope. Yeah.
I actually really like this fight. It's cool that you can shoot them beforehand. but I think you kind of rob
You would
yourself.
miss yourself out on the fight.
What happens if you shoot him then? Is there does this just
That
does
area
nothing
is just
happen
empty.
here?
There is
You get
another
hit with the
way
wheel.
there is another way to beat him too that I was alluding to. I wasn't alluding to that way in particular, but if the boss fight was giving you trouble, I was going to say go into your Xbox or wherever you're playing this game, set the internal clock forward 2 weeks. Then he will die of old age. He'll be laying there. Snake just walks up to him, flips him over. You get a phone call. It's like, oh, he just died.
I like the fact that in lore in that moment, Snake just hung around in the jungle for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so if you go to save, it says, "Are you sure you wanna save right now?"
yeah.
Yeah, it does do that, don't it?
It gives you a warning, like a
Yeah.
heads up warning about that. Say, hey, also, if you like give up on that fight and leave the game for like 2 weeks and then come back to it, it'll like make it easier for you. But it's also like a fun little gag there too. But
I think
that's
a
playing
cool
this
moment.
boss fight is a really cool Easter egg. But yeah, playing this boss fight is really good.
See, with that in mind, I was like looking for in-game stuff that could like shorten this fight for me.
Oh.
So, in the first area that you go to, there's like a little shack. I think may have the sniper if you didn't pick it up earlier.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
His
that's what it
parrot
is.
is sitting there, so I'm just like, maybe if I kill this bird, it'll end this fight. And he's just like, "What's wrong with you, man?" Like, he's like, you're going too far. Like, kill me, not my bird.
I wish I would have shot that bird.
I never knew this. Oh my
man,
god,
that's
that's
great.
amazing.
I'm really gonna speak. Like, I don't know if this is like it's not like I like this game now, but this is something that I generally do like a lot about this game. This was a good fight.
Mhm.
It was a cool moment. It still holds up in 2020.
Yes,
feel like,
absolutely.
Like 5 has the quiet fight is like this in 5.
Mhm.
If you think about it, you're hunting her down in the jungle. You know, you're not using thermal as much, but you're looking for the glint. You're watching where she's moving throughout the environment. You're trying to wiggle your way around to get that one shot off on her before she So they do go back to the well with this again. And you said in 1 there was a sniper fight too, but this one's pretty cool, pretty good.
So playing non-lethal, are you approaching him? Because what it came down to me is like, I just find him instead of like trying to snipe him. I'm just like running up on this dude and like shotgunning him until he like falls over.
This is when I realized the tranquilizer has pretty good range.
So you did snipe. this
I
dude.
sniped him with
I
a
was running up on
tranquilizer
this
gun.
guy.
See, I thought
In some
it was
aspects, like you just hit him like a few times, and then he gets up and then goes to
Yeah.
like the next area.
he like drops like a flashbang. as
Yeah.
he runs.
But you can
Also-
still follow him like that. It's not like a disappear. Like you'll see him like run and everything past the flashbang too. It's
yeah,
pretty
what you
fun.
can do is you can also like if you can like dive behind something,
Mhm.
you won't get affected by the flashbang. You can just follow him that way.
See,
So it
what
was
I
a
did-
couple of times when I was running behind him, M16 a blaring, just chasing this old man through the woods.
Last time I played this, I played on hard. It was mostly me with a shotgun chasing him through the woods.
Yeah.
So every time he dropped a flashbang, I dropped a white phosphorus. It just fell to the ground.
You one upped him.
Yeah, it's just like, gotcha, bro.
I got stuff too.
That's great. You just drop a little flashbang. You're like, okay, you want to do that? Let's escalate this a little bit.
Stop,
White
drop, and roll.
phosphorus. Man, you're a Spec Ops the line.
That's the
that
equivalent.
guy.
That's the equivalent of like you're doing improv and then someone pulls out a gun and just changes the flow of the scene entirely.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So, Michael, how was the party last night? Oh, look, it's Nick.
it's Michael Scott in
Yeah,
the
the
improv class.
Oh, God, Nick's got a gun. That's great. I'm sorry, I gotta take a break here. Yeah, this is a great fight. When you take him down, he doesn't really like explode into like a lethal thing. He blows up into like leaves.
Yeah,
Like
he
he's
has
like,
a bonding experience with you in his last moments.
yeah, he's like
Very respectful. I was like, oh, you got me.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Well, even when he like when he has the conversation, because he's over like 100 years old.
Yeah.
Like, he says
He's
like,
over 100.
Yeah, so like he says like, oh, this was a good last fight. It was a good death. He's like it's not like the rest of them who seem like, which begs the question why he hangs out with the rest of these jackasses, because like the pain and the fear are like straight up freaking monsters, and then this old man who's just a modern day sniping.
Well, because that's the emotion
father of
supposedly that he carries in. Because all of the Cobra unit are named after the emotion that they carry into battle,
What is
fury.
the end?
Yeah,
The end is like embracing death, like looking for. If that's how I interpret it. In a lot of
get
ways,
it.
like he's doing it until he has his like final battle. So
I can get behind
that's his entire purpose. He wants to have one final last hurrah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because if you die quotations to this dude, he just picks you up, takes you back to the fortress, and drops you in the jail there.
Oh yeah, because he can shoot you with tranquilizers.
Yeah.
I didn't die.
Yeah, that's what got me
about
one
to
time
win.
first playing this. If you get shot with tranquilizers when you don't take any damage, it's suspicious. Like going, you go into survival inventory and you have tranquilizers on you. You go, oh nope, you cut those out.
So I'm just like, what is this halo effect? It's like a dark halo of you getting sleepier as your stamina drains. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna pull these out real quick and eat 3 ramen noodle packs.
I really think this was a highlight of this game to me. I really enjoyed this.
It's such a great boss fight.
Yeah, it's a great boss fight. It was really
Stuck with me for like all these years after playing it the first time, just because it was such a.
Like if there was like a greatest hits of video games, you could make an argument that this boss fight could go on there.
Absolutely.
Nick says otherwise, but we'll move on. Like I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. So at this point, you move on. You find a tunnel that leads to a mine shaft that leads to a ladder.
The best ladder in video games.
Which that ladder takes about 3 minutes to climb
For good reason.
and has its own theme song.
Yes.
What do you say to that?
It's amazing.
You know what? As I described the boss as like her speech as being masturbatory. This is masturbatory. Like Kojima sat there and he's like, "We're gonna take up 3 minutes worth of space on this PlayStation 2 disc."
It's probably to load in the mountain area.
No,
Because the loading times are really quick going from place to place. They're probably like, we're loading an entire new terrain, so this is there to load in the new terrain. On the HD versions, it's like, here's a cool ladder.
I don't know if that's true, but I will take that at face value.
I'm sorry.
If you told me that twice in a row, I'd be like, yeah, you are probably right.
I don't know, man, because then you're loading in a song that seems to be counterproductive to trying to load. Like, I don't know.
I laughed for the full 3 minutes because they did the first lyric, and I was just like, and it was just like, oh no, it's the full song. Okay.
It's the verse and the chorus. It doesn't go into the second
And
verse.
it's echoey because it's in the tunnel.
Well, the
good.
favorite thing is there's like a pause. Like she sings the first lyric, and then there was like a 10-second pause. I was like, "That's
What
really
a
weird."
thrill.
I was
So
like,
I
"That's
think they
weird."
like tie it with the progress of you climbing the ladder.
I think so.
Because I stopped climbing when I heard that, and then I was just like, okay, and then it kept going. And it just keeps loading in more verses. It's like, okay.
I wonder if you go back down to do it in reverse, it makes it sound like a satanic cult.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. It'd be like Led Zeppelin. When you get to the mountain, I like the mountain. That sniper rifle comes in really good handy on this mountain.
Yeah, the
'cause
first
you can
bit
just
where
drop everybody. There's a patrol helicopter flying around that is pretty easy to dodge, really. Like, I didn't get caught by that. I got caught by dudes, but I didn't get caught by the patrol helicopter.
I was more annoyed that when you shoot it down, like, another one just comes in and takes its place.
Yes, because I got all the way to the top of the mountain and got discovered, and then the helicopter started shooting me, so I did like a cool roll down the mountain
Yeah.
to get to the anti-aircraft gun, and I shot the chopper down. I was like, yeah, that's gone. No, don't have to worry about that anymore. And they're like, like, yeah, like, right when I made that thought, I hear the helicopter coming over, and I was like, son of a bitch. But man, that was a cool moment. That mountain's cool. Like, if you kill guys, like, vultures will come eat them.
Yeah.
Which I found kind of interesting because also you can shoot the vultures.
You can shoot the vultures. They
That's
give
a
you
lot,
2 pockets worth of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they make you sick.
They
I
do?
got sick eating one.
Oh, you
might have
probably
just had spoiled food.
no. Maybe you did you keep it for a while before you ate it, or did you shoot it while he was eating a dead body? Because I think I shot mine while he wasn't eating one.
He was eating a dead body.
Oh, that's probably why it got you sick then.
You got the hunger.
I got hungry. In hindsight, that probably makes some sense. But yeah, it was a cool moment. Like, there's not much like story to talk about here, but it's pretty freaking cool.
I had to restart this section after the end because I did a roll into a guy and he fell off the cliff.
And it counts against
Is that
your,
not considered lethal?
That counts because it was me who threw him off the cliff.
Wow.
I don't know, man. No. You
You
knocking
got
him off
startled.
didn't kill him. The ball did.
The ball did.
The ball didn't kill him. The sudden stop at the bottom did. Please edit that so it just sounds like I got the joke right the first time.
I'll check.
Don't do that. I'm just saying.
But seriously, though, wink, wink.
But seriously, we're like, this is like I said. This is a really really cool section. We get to the ruins. Easy little kind of section to walk your way up to the ruins. This is where we get to Eva, who's naked again, or in the process of getting naked. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting to think she's doing this on purpose. Like Snake's timing's not that good. Does Snake seem like a guy who got good time? You meet Eva, you get your card. She explains to you that Groznygrad is like a massive fortress. She gives you the laydown of Groznygrad. Basically, and she's also explained to you the timeline of how the tests are going, like how close they are to actually
Yeah, they finished up the second phase of the Shagohod and are now on like the final phase. And she says that once the Shagohod's complete, they'll kill Sokolov because he's not needed anymore.
Yeah.
So you're on a time crunch now, essentially.
She makes comments about how you feel about the boss as Snake, and like literally it's like, oh, she's like a mother to you, but
That
more.
you want to bang.
Yeah, and like it just. We talked about this in the first episode that there's a lot of weird subtext going on there. Now the subtext is out the window now. Now it's just text.
It's
like
like a stranger that you just met can pick up on it.
Yeah,
That's
she's
some-
like-
that's some thick tension right
she's
there.
only known you for 2 days, and she's like, I think you want to
What's up
bang
with
this
this?
lady.
Does it have to be one or the other? Love or hate?
He literally says, does it have to be one or the other? I'm like, yeah, kind of. Like, generally motherly figure, yeah, you probably shouldn't feel this way, Snake. Weird freaking dude. Snake now runs a very popular website on the internet. You also get night vision goggles given to you here, which is very helpful in the upcoming section. So, when you leave, if you go out the door, there's like the overlook. This is where you see Eva riding down the way with her motorcycle.
She does a swig jump over a canyon.
Yeah, she rides down a mountain too.
Yeah.
Then we get that cutscene of them in Groznygrad, like...
Well, Vogan kills, crap, what's that guy's name? The drunk.
Oh, is that supposed
Grennan.
to be
Yeah, he
Grennan.
kills Grennan.
Yeah, he kills him. He's got him in a barrel, basically beating and electrocuting the barrel till he dies, So it's not.
They don't show him in there at first. It's just punching a barrel. So my note was like, Volgan is just punching barrels as one does.
Sure.
And then it was like, oh, Grennan's in there.
Who
never
among
mind.
us?
Who among us has not hit a barrel? He wants to be in like a Final Fight game. He thinks there's a Tarky in there.
No, naturally.
Ocelot shows back up again. Dork of the year. He starts to call Volgan out on some stuff. He's like,
And then he starts talking obsessively about Snake, and then Volgan asks, "Is like, have you fallen for him?" And Ocelot does not answer. A lot of
Yeah.
not answering.
That's true.
you know what?
That holds true throughout most of this series. Ocelot and Snake kind of.
Yeah, and
Have
but
this
it's a
thing.
one-way street. Yeah, Ocelot.
Yeah, I was
think
about to say, it doesn't really seem like Snake has any
No,
anything for anybody.
Yeah, Snake doesn't.
Except for the boss.
Yeah, he like he looks at Eva. He's just like, "Hey, you're looking pretty good," but he never like tries to make a move because he's held up on the boss.
Yeah, he's driven. He only has the mission in mind.
I don't think he's driven.
The
I
mission
think
of
he's driven
banging
by
the
something. Yeah, he's driven, just not by the mission. Everybody also keeps being like, "We don't think you can do this." Like, you're gonna meet the boss. You ain't got it in you to kill him. Also, this is where I figured out that Eva is Sokolov's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because you see her and at this point, like, the model fits more, and also her
The
boots.
scuff on the boots.
The scuff on the boots.
And then Ocelot's like, perfume.
yeah.
And then he does like a point thing.
Yeah, like finger guns.
Finger
like,
guns.
Like, I got you. I know what's up with you.
He does not like call her out. or anything from what we've seen so far. So
It's just like, smells good.
he'll piece it together 10 minutes later and go, wait a minute.
No, he'll figure it out in the game. Like, as Eva is, like, riding away with Snake in a helicopter or something, he'll be like, wait a second. Like, you give Ocelot way too much credit to think he'll figure this out before then.
Oh, I do. I give Ocelot
Like,
more
she'll have to
credit
make a
than-
speech, like the boss, being like, it was me all along, Eva. Eva is really Sokolov's girl. And he'll be like, I knew it. I freaking knew it. Yeah.
I want to see if your opinion on Ocelot changes at the very end of this game.
doubt it.
We'll see.
I doubt it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. So we come back out, walk our way back down the little mountain there into the connection to the underground tunnel that goes into Grassland Ride. This is where we run into the flamethrower guys.
The Fury.
No. Outside, there's the
Gotcha.
just
In the
flamethrowers.
trenches.
Oh, those guys. Yeah.
They don't play.
Yeah,
I
they
just
scared
ran.
me
I
the
was
first
just
time.
like, I'm spotted. I'm just gonna run. I'm like, I was like, I knew to enough playthroughs that I don't want to mess with you, so I'm just gonna run out this alert phase and run to the door.
Dude, freaking no.
Because I'm like, nope, not dealing with these guys right now.
I hit those guys with an RPG. Boom. Yeah, I woke everybody in the tri-state area up in the process, but man, we ain't getting near no flamethrower.
No, I don't like those guys.
How you running with the flamethrower guys go, Nick?
This is like the only part that I've actually done 100% stealth, because I saw these dudes. I was like, oh, that's like intimidating. So I just waited around the corner and then pulled them out, threw them on the ground, then walked a little bit, threw the next one on the ground. I actually did okay with these.
I didn't.
I
have
did
to-
get hit
yeah.
by one, but it's like a guaranteed, like, you're gonna lose a quarter of your health,
Well, it stuns you. Like it
Yeah,
does.
or- and
It's
then
not
you
like you
have
can just
to-
get out of it.
and you have to roll to
Turns
put
out
yourself
fire
out.
very bad for Snake.
Yeah,
He can go. He can go through bullets pretty well.
yeah.
Snake can. He can
walks
run
those
right
off,
through
just
bullets.
All you need to do is just like
Yeah,
pop,
pop
it out.
them out. But fire, man. Snake's like Frankenstein.
Are you
We
talking
could-
about Frankenstein's monster?
Podcast is over. Podcast is over.
Wrap it up, boys. We're going home.
Damn. So we made it 6 episodes before this all ends. We go into the underground. Night vision goggles come into play here. Then we run into the last surviving Cobra unit that they recognize, because we know that there's one more. The Fury, who is a Spasnot.
Spetsnaz.
He's a
He was an
cosmonaut.
astronaut.
He's a cosmonaut, not Spetsnaz.
Okay,
Cosmonaut.
you were going for the Spasnaz thing again.
Yeah,
He
I
went to
screwed that up last time. I get it, man.
He's
I know.
a spaceman.
He's a cosmonaut.
Of all the Cobra unit members, his backstory is the most confusing for me. He went to space and then got mad.
Yeah, because
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, because
Am I wrong?
That's
he's not
pretty
like
dead
the
on.
he's not like the glory or the isolation or any of those
He's
things.
mad.
He's like, screw all of y'all.
I went to space and saw the Earth from above, and now I want to destroy it.
Well, he's like,
what?
I saw it from above and it was a world on fire. I think you were looking at the sun, dude. Like, I mean, I think you looked at the wrong planet or the wrong star. Okay. But yeah, I feel.
I don't think that's supposed to be literal. I think that's supposed to be metaphorical.
I know
like
it's
most of the
metaphorical,
stuff.
but some of this metaphorical stuff don't really line up all the way. So I have a right to pick it apart.
Incidentally, though, he is the coolest looking dude.
Yeah, he looks like an action figure.
He's
Yeah.
Firefly from Batman. He's just Firefly from Batman.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that boss fight with in Arkham in Arkham Origins is kind of like this, a little bit.
All the Batman stuff is lost on me, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's a guy, same guy. He got a jetpack, flies around, shoots flamethrower.
But is he an astronaut?
No, that's for the Fury is cool.
Where's the helmet, though?
He is pretty cool looking though.
Yeah.
He looks like a freaking action figure. Like compared to everybody else.
He looks like he's going to give you trouble. And then you do the boss fight, and he turns out he actually does give you trouble.
Okay,
For me, he was
I want to
the
know
most difficult boss
strategies on
fight.
this one because I feel like there's lots of different strategies here. I used my sniper rifle, and at first I tried to use night vision goggles, and then I realized that thermal is the actual way to do it.
Same.
So I used thermal goggles and a sniper rifle.
Thermal goggles, black camo head to toe, and stuck to the shadows, crawling on one of the ends, and just seeing which row he's down, and just popping him with a few of the tranquilizers, and then like running back to the shadowy corner and just hiding so he doesn't see me. Because if he sees you once, at least for me, I didn't have a lot of tactics besides stun grenades to get out of there. So it was in Flash Bangs to get out of those situations. So if I was caught, I would just be hit with flamethrowers, and then he saw me, so I was pretty screwed there. So this boss fight took me a few times to get through it on non-lethal, but it was a satisfying kill once I had it done. Because me and him were like on our last peg of health, so I was just throwing stun grenades down the corner and they exploded, and I went, yeah, finally got him.
Yeah. Eventually, it just took me like walking through the fire to get the last bit of his health. I was like, I'm not rolling. Let's do this, bro.
But especially when you get him down to that last little bit, because at that point he doesn't
He's just
really
flying across the room.
Yeah, he doesn't really. You can't really hide from him.
Yeah.
For me, I couldn't really hide from him at that
That's
point.
how it is, yeah.
So it's just like, I had my M16 out, just walking at him like, ah, you know. But what was your strategy, Nick?
It was pretty much just that, just kind of hang out. I stuck on the end caps, and then basically you try to flank them. And then the fire barrels are almost a crit every time, so it'll take out a chunk of his health bar.
I never shot the barrels.
Yeah, if you shoot those barrels, it'll stun him, and it'll basically do a pretty decent chunk on his health.
This was a cool fight too. Like
Yeah.
this is completely different than the Fear and the End.
Yeah.
Because there was not as much of a stealth aspect to this. At least I didn't play it as much. Because I stuck to the ends using the sniper rifle and the thermal, and as you hit him, his suit breaks.
Yeah.
So his thermal signature gets more pronounced. So
That did not happen to me because I was just stunning him.
Yeah, but
So,
if you hit him with like the like the sniper rifle, I don't know if this works with the barrels.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, because when the fire starts getting lit up, that's when the night vision loses its effectiveness, and the thermal is only effective if you've hit him into the point that his suit's brighter than the rest of the fire.
Okay.
Because sometimes, especially if the fight goes on a long time, because he will do that flyby thing multiple times if you're not careful.
Yeah, when he gets to the end, like it's pretty much that's all he's doing.
And you can lose him in the thermal at that point because it's just so much fire you can't see him. But if you get done enough damage to I guess the helmet is why I was shooting him. I don't know if it's everywhere. You will his thermal signature is so pronounced that you can tell where he's at. So it's a pretty solid fight. I like this fight a lot. Some could say it's a Metal Gear Solid fight. You know,
Who would say that?
who would say that? Oh no, that's a bad joke. Let's rewind that.
You can't take that back.
Nope.
No, you're making the worst joke.
It's all the worst joke, Nick. I hate to tell you. Today's bad jokes are tomorrow's great jokes.
That is true.
I saved myself. Very solid. One thing is interesting is it the voice actors' names that come up? Is that
Yes.
supposed to be the voice actors'
It
names?
is.
Like,
Yeah.
So like the Fury is like, he's like, it's Jason Green or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Is that the voice actor or is that the name of the character?
No, it
That's
is the
the
voice
voice
actor.
Okay. I didn't know.
Well, the only reason I knew is because when it introduces like Solid Snake, it says Solid Snake David Hayter. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
so I was like, is that the character? And I googled it, and then I found that meme.
Guess you found the meme. You gotta be careful with those memes.
Y'all know that meme.
You know the meme. Yeah, man, they're pretty solid. Pretty solid. The moment he blows up in like a fiery face.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
my note for him.
Yeah.
Flames make a face when he explodes.
And blow up stuff.
Yeah, just like fly around blowing shit up. Man, this is our stopping point, of course, right here. Much better playthrough session, I think, this time than last time.
Yeah.
And we're laid out with exactly what we need to do. We need to, because we're right below Groznygrad at this point. Once I climbed up the ladder and got like a small little cutscene that like introduced Groznygrad. So we're there, and Eva outlined what we need to do. We need to enter the east wing of Groznygrad, neutralize Rykov, which is some blonde-headed guy. Because she walks us through, I think we skipped over it, she walks us through everything we need to do for our next section here. We need to neutralize Rykov, steal his clothes, and then make our way to the west wing.
Yeah, she gives you like a full breakdown of the place, and
This is either an incredibly easy section or an incredibly difficult section, depending on how it goes.
Oh no.
For me, so
so like
because on paper, it's just like, oh, you just knock this guy out and steal his clothes. But
Yeah.
it's not as... You'll find out it's not as simple as it seems on paper.
We even
Like, a
talked
lot
about-
can go wrong here.
Yeah.
With me and Nick not being like familiar with where this goes, I was asking like, oh, it feels like we're at the end. Like one more session, we'll be done. And then you kind of like, not really. Things are going to loop back around here. So, where is our stopping point?
Our stopping point is going to be a longer, quieter scene at a waterfall.
Okay.
So after the waterfall scene, any cut scenes during that scene, we're not stopping on a boss fight this time, because this is the last moment of calm before we get to the end. And at the end once you get to this section near the end of this game, it's just nonstop for 4 straight hours of just one thing leading into another thing leading into another thing. So I want to stop at the point at the waterfall because it's a good stopping place, because it lays out everything you need to do from there on out to the end of this game.
Okay, just so we're clear, you said a quieter moment at a waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna know what it is, right? There's not multiple points at waterfalls. It'll be
you,
like a cutscene
you will know
at a
this.
waterfall.
It's multiple cutscenes in a waterfall, and it lays out everything that you need to do for the end of this game.
Okay, so it's like the like in every RPG. Like at this point, if you continue down this path, you have started the end game.
Exactly.
Please complete all side missions before you know.
It's the moment, and it feels like you're about to get to the end game. So yeah,
Okay.
It's going to be our shortest section. This is probably if you play through it quick, this might be 2 hours of gameplay, but this might end up being 4 or 5 hours of gameplay, depending on how the stealthing and
that makes
Rosengard
sense.
goes.
It could go bad.
It could go bad.
It could
Yeah.
go real bad. So, and as Will playing a little bit more loud over on this side of the room, it could maybe go bad for us. So, we'll see. Okay, so our stopping point will be at the waterfall. We will be doing this upcoming episode and then one more on Metal Gear, and then we'll be done with Metal Gear Solid 3. We'll be announcing our next game. We also would love to hear from you. Man, feedback on this episode has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been excited about this episode, been very proud of it. So thank you everybody who's been listening. We've been really over the moon with all the way we've had feedback. We didn't anticipate this much feedback this quickly, and so thank you guys very much for all of that. We're gonna keep on moving on and trying to get better every single week. So look for the next episode coming up, and thank you guys very much for listening. Make sure to shoot those emails over to stateofsave@gmail.com. We also are on Twitter at stateofthesave on Twitter. We're still working on getting that up and running, but make sure you tell your friends. Every listen we get is a big win for us, and it just gets our name out there. But that's the end game right now, trying to get the name out there, getting in front of more people. So thank you guys for listening. Have a great week. Look forward to seeing you.